Imagine being cast away in the vast, pitiless ocean for over a year. No land anywhere in your line of sight, no one to send out a distress call, and only your will and some survival instincts to carry you through. This is no Hollywood screenplay of a plot. It is, in reality, José Salvador Alvarenga, a fisherman from El Salvador who spent 438 days drifting across the Pacific Ocean. His story is arguably the most incredible survival account in human annals. How did he manage to do it? Luck? Simply hard-nosed determination? Or something more? José was a seasoned fisherman, originally from El Salvador but at that time residing in Mexico. On November 17, 2012, he and colleague Ezekiel Cordoba embarked on a routine fishing trip. They were going to leave early in the morning from the coast of the state of Hidalgo, catch fish, and return within 30 hours. But their small fiberglass boat, only 24 feet long, was caught in a severe storm that damaged its engine and left it stranded. Initially, they used their fishing gear and supplies for survival. They caught fish, drinking rainwater, and were surviving as long as days lasted. However, weeks turned into days, and there was a need to hunt for more food and get pure water. Then desperation urged them on, and they started catching fish, turtles, and birds barehanded. José used experience in catching to make some fine tools and traps. But with the days passing by, the lack of clean water soon became a life-threatening issue. Ezekiel was very young and inexperienced in fishing. It was really hard for him to get used to the conditions. He went through weeks without food, so dehydration and starvation dragged him down. It was just another big loss for José, who was now absolutely alone in the middle of the ocean. He needed to run through his morning and deal with survival. José's resilience is impressive. He drank turtle blood in his own urine when it happened to be scanty rains. He had to consume raw fish and birds by relying on his instincts as to what was edible. He even used the canopy of the boat for sunblock and moved around in whatever clothes he had with him. It played an important role for his mental strength, as he could imagine conversations with his family members. He never lost hope, even though rescue seemed impossible. The human body can survive extreme conditions. José could eat raw foods without falling severely ill, showing how his gut microbiome adapted. His body went into survival mode and conserved its energy with minimal nutrition. Survival experts stress how a strong mind is very important. José was driven to live on by thoughts of his daughter. According to research, hope and psychological strength can increase survival rates during hazardous life conditions. The Pacific Ocean was huge and unpredictable but presented food. José was big enough to catch fishes and monitor turtles, and he came to understand which deadly sea animals to steer clear of. Rainwater, though periodic and capricious, was his lifeline. Survival, however, is a mix of skill and luck. He had floated on ocean currents in his small boat. By accident, he drifted onto a remote atoll in the Marshall Islands. Otherwise, he may have never known land again. Some have doubted the authenticity of José's account. With little food and water, how could anyone survive such a time? Skeptics point out that there is no proof, since the boat did not have any cutting-edge tracking devices in place. However, some oceanography experts found his route entirely possible according to prevailing currents and wind patterns. His physical condition, severely emaciated and sunburned, altered his appearance in the same way one would expect after such ordeal. José's story isn't unique, though. Other tales of ocean survival exist, although none as long as his. For example, Stephen Callahan survived 76 days adrift in the Atlantic. In comparing these cases, we see commonalities: improvisation, flexibility, and sheer willpower. From knowing what to eat to the simple conservation of water, even humble skills may make the difference between life and death. José's experience as a fisherman was pretty crucial to his survival. The story he represents is strong in hope and mental resilience. When in a crisis, an optimistic attitude can save you. For José, the ocean was both a threat and provider. Knowing the balance of nature is essential, whether one gets stranded or not. It is a great example of the strength of human spirit. José Salvador Alvarenga. It tells us that even with all odds against somebody, survival becomes possible if one thinks straight and has some skills and a bit of luck. Most importantly, it provokes questions about our relationship with nature. Are we ready to handle the unpredictability of the world around us? Is there something we can learn to respect in the environment that sustains us? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more thought-provoking content.